Random scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, back with the house, okay, so, the porch was what we did last time, okay, I think it's looking really good with the rusty roof. I have also been kind of inundated with people saying that you love the porch. A few of you have given some other recommendations, so Black Coffee and Wildflowers had said about a wraparound porch. I'll just say, never seen one in the UK, so it's not very UK-ish. I guess that's because our weather's so terrible, nobody wants to sit out. Our porches are designed to keep the rain off you. Lucy H had said about a chimney. I've got a chimney, so the chimney is there, so that's the chimney. Hopefully you can see that. But did suggest an aerial, which I quite like the idea of. So I think I might add an aerial. So thanks, Lucy H, for that. I think I'm going to do that. Somebody else had suggested, I can't remember who you were. Let me just have a quick look. Deb Brown had said that the thing that we've got at work is a Virginia Creeper. I've looked it up. It is indeed a Virginia Creeper. It looks beautiful. It rises right up the 3 stories of our very old mill building. However, so when I say very old mill building, I think it was built in 1852. However, it looks beautiful, and just as she said, it looks beautiful, but it's quite invasive, and it very much is invasive. It's kind of growing on the inside now. It's kind of a bit out of hand now. It's a bit Jack and the Beanstalk style, you know. We've cut it off and it's still growing, and it's a bit unfortunate, really. So I'm just trying to find who you were that suggested. You know, when you're trying to look. Oh, and Lucy H had also said about stenciling on the ivy, whatever I'm putting on the front. I could, but I wanted it to be a bit more 3D. I wanted it to kind of feel like it's kind of like entwined round things, and it was kind of getting a bit like the Virginia Creeper at work, a bit invasive. So, because that's a bit like, shows you a bit of neglect. I kind of need to put a finial on there. Anyway, there's a lot of things I want to kind of do, so we will just have a look at doing those. Oh, my bed's falling out again. So I will be making I think I was going to try making an aerial, but I think I need some practice. So I probably will put an aerial on it, but not a satellite dish like was suggested. No, it wasn't suggested. It was like, don't put a satellite dish on it. Yep, no, I know it wasn't available in the UK satellite until, I don't know, early 90s. So anyway, so this is going to go on the front of here, but what I do want to do is I want to have some way to have some kind of creeper on the outside. So I think I'm going to cover it in some tissue paper. Maybe I haven't got any. I don't think I've got any plain tissue paper. I've got this tissue paper, and I wondered if. No, you're going to see all of that, aren't you? I've got some white crepe. Now I have ordered some other colours, but it hasn't come. So I'm wondering if I've got any green. What I'd like to do is swung on a star. No, let's cut a very thin bit off the end like that. And then maybe I could dye it with ink. Maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. I don't know. I know what I could do though is I could use green marker pen. I was thinking if I wrapped the wire in some of this that was coloured green, that might be a good idea. So let's see whether this works first. I'm going to need a lot of this though, aren't I? But that's fine, I can do it. I've got a lot of this. Could do with it being a quicker way to do this, but you can't pull it too hard either, so you can't pull it through the nib of the pen because it's crepe paper and it stretches, and you don't want it to stretch. So let's just have a think about that. Will that work for what I was thinking? So unravel that a bit. If I wrapped this around here, how long would that take me to do? Am I going to need it to be wider? It's going to take some time, isn't it? So maybe I'll go wider. Don't want to go too wide, otherwise it won't bend properly. So, can I colour all of this in together at the same time? No, wrong end. No, I can't. Be better if it was green, wouldn't it? This is too much. I don't like this. This is not working for me. Right. I need another plan because I don't think I've got the patience for that. That's the reason why I didn't do the roof all in separate tiles, because I don't have enough patience for such things. So, what's the other way I could do this? It needs to be wrapped. I don't want it to be just plain. It definitely needs to be wrapped in something. But it needs to be wrapped in something I can then colorise afterwards. Maybe I'll wrap it in this. Maybe I'll wrap it like that. Maybe I'll use what I had in the first place. It can't be wrapped like that because you'd end up with there's a big fin of where you'd started rolling it. So I could cut this down though, couldn't I? This would be easier to colour. So colour this end and then go that way. Probably need a new one of these. I've used this for colouring all sorts of leaves in the past, so I'm surprised it's got any ink left in it, to be fair. So, good. Now when I lick this, I shall be covered in green as well. So let's see if we can do this. I'll wrap it, start it rolling hopefully before the moisture on the thing dries. Not before it dries. Good. Why lick it once when you can lick it 15 dozen times? I mean, I like the fact that it's fairly easy to wrap. I never even thought about how I was going to wrap that tissue, not tissue paper, what is it, crepe paper, because how was I going to get it to glue? So that's all kind of glued on. There's a few bits where it's kind of not glued very well, but so it glues on. It looks a bit more organic, doesn't it? And it's still pliable as well. So I can still bend it and stuff. And maybe that's the answer then. Right. So, I shall carry on and I will come back to you.
You'll love what Dave has got in store. Dash of Dave's the place to be. Junk journal magic, just you'll see. Crafty wonders all displayed. Come on and join the Crafty Brigade.
I have done a little bit. I haven't done a lot. It takes quite a bit of time and a lot of saliva. I've done what I can. So this is what I've got. I think it looks all right. I mean, it's not brilliant, I know, but you know, if I got some of that stuff that florists use to wrap wire, I'm sure it'd look fantastic, but I don't. And so therefore I'm going to use what I have. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to need to have it a starting point, because it needs to be kind of stuck into the base as well. So, oh well, that doesn't even have any wire in it. That's not any good, is it? Has that got any wire in? No wire. The wire starts there. So I was thinking if I just stick it underneath the house for the time being, and then really what I could do with is the porch being attached, couldn't I? Is now the time when I start thinking about sticking it to the baseboard. It's all about the base. But I don't know where it is. I had a baseboard, and I don't know where it is. I cut it specially, and I kept it specially. But where did I keep it? There by hangs a tale, one as old as time. Oh, I think it's over there, and it looks like it's got a little bit crushed. It is here. It has got a little bit crushed. This is the base that I've made for it. So it's going to sit on here, and it's going to have various things. Now I was thinking maybe I should have it so that it kind of sits more to one side, because then I was thinking about having a garage, but I'm not going to. So I think if it goes there, so let's think about having it like this. So I'm just going to draw a quick line around it, because then it'll give me a reference point of where it's going to be. Yeah, move that to that side. So we have this kind of stuck in there. That's, oh no, let's do this first. Put that back on there. So this is going to be my thing. I could do with pushing this into position. I don't know what to do with this, because this definitely needs to be covered in something. Now, do I add the stuff after? Do I add the stuff before? Oh, I don't know. The answer, don't have the answers for everything. So I'm going to just put a couple of lines where these sit. So okay, so shall I make a hole in the board for these to sit in? Could do with being in a furrow, but never mind. Subsidence on the roof. So does that go in there? Yes, that goes in there. Does that go in there? Yes, and there, and there, and that goes in there, there, and there, hopefully. There you go. Well, at least it's freestanding now. So then that'll sit up there. Probably more there because that's more in the centre. So is that more in the centre? Okay, so I'm going to need my ivy. It's going to get really difficult unless I stick it down. I'm going to have to stick it down, I think. Didn't really want to be sticking it down. Well, I've got to stick it down at some point, Dave, so stick it down now. Okay, let's use some Kalal, I think. Or maybe we'll use some of this, the 3-in-1, because it's not quite as runny. Oh, Dave, you just throw the roof off. I think we're sticking it down, folks. Who knew that was going to happen this week? Well, we're not that far off completing it, I guess, so... Definitely runs better now. It's got a bit of Kalal mixed in this. How tiny can we go? No, we're not here to make concentric squares, Dave. So I'm going to stick that, just pop it down for now, turn it round and get it in the centre before we get it to commit. So there we go. So I think it's going to be stuck there. Might need to go a little bit further forward so it touches that porch. Porch might need a little bit of flashing, although we might not actually if we're going to put some vine over it. So we'll put the vine in there and have this coming, it sits over there and over there and goes up and then maybe up and over the building that way. Yeah, I don't think it's going to need flashing. I mean, I could always put some on, but this is is where we are. It's stuck down. Well, it's not stuck, but it's sticking. So, if I put this on, do I need to put stuff on it first? Like leaves on it? No, because I think they'll just fall off if I try and do that. So I'm going to have it so that it goes across the top of the porch. In fact, can I get that to go in there? No. Cut it off, that bit that doesn't have any wire in it. So we're going to stick that in there. It makes it harder for me to tip it up, that's the problem now. So you guys might not see as much as you did. Right, that is now stuck into the board. So that should help me to then be able to, how I'm going to have this. Do I want it to go up and over there? Or no, I want it to go up. I want it to look like somebody did try to train it once. And then it all went wrong. A bit like, you know, what happened to our building, to be fair. So it looked like somebody was trying to do something with it, and then it got out of hand, and then it became my job to deal with. So, but I'm not a plant expert, so we are getting some professionals in. The problem is, being a charity, it's money that we're taking away from doing the charitable things that we originally wanted to do. So then this is the bit where I wanted it to kind of feel like it's gone off, done its own thing. And started going up over the roof. Obviously it's not going to just stay there at the moment, it needs to be kind of glued into place, but I'm just toying with some ideas first, because then we'll have other bits branching off it. Let's get rid of the silver bit of that. The bits branching off it and going elsewhere. Do you know what? I think I'm just going to stick this on, because what it does do is that it's really hard for me to show, because I don't want to tip it up too much because the glue probably isn't dry yet, is it will bridge that gap between the porch and the house. And I think that we need that. It obviously then gives us more scope, because we can start doing stuff with this as well. But how am I going to glue it? I guess the only really real viable option is hot glue, isn't it, really? So I did try to make an aerial, by the way. I think I'm going to cut that bit out because I didn't do a very good job. So like I tried to make an aerial and it didn't look very. It needs to be bigger, and so I probably will add an aerial, but once I've had a think about how I'm going to, you know, put that into practice. And I know there was more lighting to do on the inside. I might just cheat and just put some lighting in it. I don't know. I might add more lighting. I don't know. But I definitely want to get this bit right. I've bent that in the wrong place now, haven't I? So we want that to bend about there. So it goes over the thing. Then it starts taking a detour and going up there. Yeah, I think I'm going to glue this down. It's probably a bit too soon to glue it, but hey. And then I'll definitely have some more of it kind of growing up, because there's a gap here. Remember, there's this kind of gap here, and I'm just going to cover that up. Let's get rid of the roof for the time being. but we need it to be, the glue to be on first. Yeah, sorry, just thinking aloud. Don't need to apologise for thinking aloud, but I thought I would anyway, so I'm just going to have a drink while this is waiting to warm up. Okay, so my glue seems to have warmed up now, so I'm just going to glue this vine into kind of place. I'm going to put blob at the bottom there, kind of glue the base bit in, and then I'm going to put a little line in that channel. Pop that on there. I think I'll have a bit of glue. In fact, I might glue the porch bit in, at least on that side. Just so that it kind of sits against the house now. As the house is going over, it's glued to the base now. Like I say, it's all about the base. Put another bit of glue along there, and up onto the back, and we'll put that on there, so glue that into place. That glues across there, and then we're going to have from that bit, we're going to have it kind of, then it goes a bit out of, starts to do its own thing from there, so we'll put a bit of glue on the back of this here, then that can sit wherever it falls on the house. And then that's going to go up there. I don't want to put the, well, I do. I want to put the lid, the roof on, but I don't want it to glue it to the roof yet, because then it's going to glue the roof on. But then we're going to have this so that it comes up onto the roof, I think. Well, I say I think, I mean I am. So then we're going to have it so that it comes up here as well. So it kind of branches off from the main stem. I'm going to glue it to the main stem. Could do with something to press it in with, but oh, that furrow there, that, you know, where it cracked and it started to fall apart, the frontage started to come off. That is perfect for growing this. I'm going to make that grow up, maybe underneath. Yeah, that's going to go underneath the roof line. These stringy bits aren't helpful. Right, where's my other bit? I thought I'd made loads of this, but I haven't clearly done anywhere near enough. There's going to be a lot of evenings sat gluing. So where should we have another bit? Not gluing even, licking and gluing. Should we have another bit there, where it kind of branches off and goes up there? Or we have another piece there. Let's have another piece that goes that way. No, there's a big blob on there now. So let's just show you what I've done so far, because I know you're seeing it from the top down and it's not as easy, and hopefully the house is fairly well glued to the base. It is, yeah. So this is where we are. I've glued this. This is the long one that goes all the way across here over the house and up. Oh, sorry, over the porch and up onto here. I know there's a lot of glue strands, but you know, we'll get rid of those eventually. It goes all the way up here and then it just sits over the roof. I'm not gluing it to the roof because remember, I want the roof to be kind of loose until we're kind of finished. And then I've done this side here where it comes up through that furrow there. I realise you can see lots of glue again. Like I say, that can all be resolved because also we're going to cover it in leaves. So we're going to start wiring in some, sorry, we're going to start gluing in some more of these vines, but I thought I'd made loads and I haven't made anywhere near enough, so I'm going to have to make some more of those. So I think that's going to be a project for one evening, sat in front of the TV gluing and sticking. I might even try to use anything other than my saliva because it's horrible. I just hate the taste of it. It's just vile. So I'm taking one for my art basically. So so then I was thinking about, as Lucy H had suggested, is having some kind of an aerial. I'm just wondering, I mean, I guess I could solder it, couldn't I? I could solder it together. I could cut all the pieces so that they sit together and solder it. But again, it's not something I'm going to do now. But I've got a very clear idea of how I want my aerial to look. But yeah, I think that's a great idea, Lucy. So I will probably do that. The other things that I obviously need to do is I'm going to need to sort out some other way of lighting the inside. This is definitely going to be harder to tip up. To light the other rooms. Now, I don't want to spend... I was thinking about, you know, fully wiring it in, but that wasn't the point. The objective wasn't to make it like look real. It was meant to look nice from the outside, so like homely. So I think if I'd thought about wiring in lights right from the start, that would have been a different story. But because it was a secondary thing, I will definitely use my soldering iron for some other kind of project where maybe we light from the start. I have thought about maybe I wanted to do like a shop window frontage, just the frontage, not the, you know, the shop inside or anything, just the window, a nice Victorian window display for like a cover of a journal book. So that I'll probably light that as well and have that so that it does different things. I don't even know whether I want to do like a Victorian. I might want to do like a, you know, a 50s or a 60s or whatever. So, and I thought that might be a nice thing to do for like a Christmas project, to have like a window display, a Christmas window display, and you can have twinkly lights and all sorts of things. Anyway, my brain is now going, oh, let's go off down this road. No, Dave, you haven't finished this one yet. So that's the ADHD in me coming out. So I have a bit of that where I'm starting another project before I finish one. So I'm thinking, so for here, for the base, we're going to need to make it green. Now, I mean, it doesn't have to be green. I could definitely do with a path. I thought we might have, I mean, you could have a windy path, but, you know, let's face it, how many people actually walk down a windy path? They usually make they use what's a desire line. You have a wavy, like a bend in a road, in a pavement, and, you know, pedestrianised area, and you've got a bend and there's a grassy bit. People cut that corner off and they walk across it. That's called the desire line. So I think we're probably going to go with just a straight thing. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? path, a paving here, straight up to the house, and then have like very traditional kind of garden either side. And like say traditional, I mean traditional for a British home anyway. So that would mean I'm going to kind of just draw on there very simply, maybe having a path that just comes out this way, made up of paving slabs, maybe a bit of crazy paving, and then you'd have like a border either side, flowers and things, so like flowers all here. Might have a pond in the garden, and I don't know, just something here, something going on, and so the rest of it be all like kind of grass, all this. I'm not sure I'm going to do the grass though. I could stick each individual grass strand on individually that I've hand cut from crepe paper in no, it's not happening, just in case you're thinking, oh, that's a good idea, Dave. No, it's not happening, sorry. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to go with this. So I feel like this is quite a short one today, but I don't want to do any more because I really want to do this ivy. I think we're going to tackle the ivy more next time because I'm going to start having to cut out some leaves. I'm going to well, not ivy. We're probably going to go with the Virginia creeper, and that way then we can have it all multicolored and stuff. I might do some of this in brown because then it looks like it's died off. I don't know, you know, I'm just going to toy with some ideas, but yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. So I know it's a short one, but I've got to go and wrap some wire in this sticky stuff, which I'm not looking forward to. I better unplug my glue gun, hadn't I? So yeah, so that's it for today. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And if you're still here watching, please don't forget to give this a like. Please don't forget to comment. Please don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and share it and all of that good stuff, because I'd be eternally grateful. And yeah, we're going to do some more stuff. So please carry on with your comments. Remember, I'm 2 weeks ahead of you, so when you comment, it might take me 2 weeks to reply. So, because that's just the way it is. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name's Dasher Dave, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.